Welcome back to Top 10 Zone, where we explore the most iconic figures and moments in music history. Today we're diving into the electrifying world of rock music to count down the top 10 greatest rock stars of all time. From legendary guitarists to unforgettable frontmen, these artists have shaped the sound of rock and left an indelible mark on the music landscape. So let's get started. Number 10, Chuck Berry. No conversation about the greatest rock stars of all time is complete without paying homage to Chuck Berry, often regarded as the true father of rock and roll. Before the world knew of Elvis Presley or the Beatles, Chuck Berry was pioneering a sound that would lay the foundation for everything that followed. His guitar-driven music, clever lyrics, and electrifying performances helped shape the DNA of rock and roll, making him one of the most influential figures in music history. Berry's music in the 1950s was revolutionary. Songs like Johnny B. Good Roll Over Beethoven and Maybelline featured catchy, upbeat rhythms, intricate guitar solos, and storytelling that appealed to the burgeoning youth culture. His guitar riffs were unlike anything that had come before, blending rhythm. Number 9, Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney's contributions to rock and roll are immeasurable. As one of the founding members of the Beatles, McCartney helped redefine popular music and is responsible for writing some of the greatest songs of all time. Alongside John Lennon, McCartney formed one of the most iconic songwriting partnerships in history. The Beatles' influence on rock, pop, and the broader music landscape is unmatched, with songs like Let It Be, Hey Jude, and Yesterday becoming timeless classics. Even after the Beatles disbanded, McCartney continued to make music that pushed boundaries. His solo career, as well as his work with his band Wings, further solidified his place as one of the greatest musicians of all time. McCartney's ability to blend melody innovation. Number 8, Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Springsteen is the heart and soul of American rock music. Known as the Boss, Springsteen's songs often focus on the struggles and dreams of the working class, making him a voice for the everyman. With a career that spans more than 5 decades, Springsteen has become one of the most respected figures in rock, known for his anthemic songs and marathon live performances that can last over 3 hours. Albums like Born to Run and Born in the USA are rock milestones full of songs that have become deeply ingrained in the fabric of American culture. Born to Run, Thunder Road, and Dancing in the Dark are more than just hits, they are songs that define eras and movements. Number 7, Robert Plant. Among the pantheon of rock stars, few have a voice as iconic or a presence as commanding as Robert Plant, the legendary frontman of Led Zeppelin. Known as the Golden God of Rock, Plant's voice became synonymous with the raw power and mystique of Led Zeppelin's music. His dynamic range from soulful blues to high-pitched wails helped define the sound of hard rock and heavy metal, earning him a place as one of the greatest rock vocalists in history. Led Zeppelin's fusion of rock, blues, and folk elements paired with Plant's evocative lyrics and unmatchable vocal prowess set them apart as one of the most influential bands of the 1970s. Songs like Stairway to Heaven, Whole Lotta Love, and Immigrant Song are now cornerstones of rock music. Number 6, Kurt Cobain. Kurt Cobain's influence on 1990s rock cannot be overstated. As the frontman of Nirvana, Cobain spearheaded the grunge movement, which brought alternative rock to the mainstream. Nirvana's 1991 album Nevermind became a cultural phenomenon, with Smells Like Teen Spirit becoming the anthem of a disillusioned generation. Cobain's raw lyrics, often exploring themes of alienation, depression, and frustration, resonated deeply with the youth of the era. Cobain's reluctance to embrace his fame made him an enigmatic figure, a rock star who was uncomfortable with being a rock star. His tragic death at the age of 27 further cemented his status as a tortured genius and cultural icon. Despite his short career, Cobain's legacy endures, and he remains one of the most influential rock stars of the last century. Number 5, David Bowie. David Bowie was more than just a rock star, he was a visionary who transcended music, fashion, and art. Often dubbed the Starman after one of his most famous songs, Bowie was a master of reinvention, always ahead of his time both musically and aesthetically. His chameleonic persona enabled him to move effortlessly between genres: glam rock, soul, funk, electronic, and punk, making him one of the most versatile artists in rock history. Bowie's influence can be seen everywhere, from Lady Gaga's theatrical performances to the rise of androgyny in pop culture. Bowie's alter egos, particularly Ziggy Stardust, were groundbreaking in the early 1970s, challenging traditional gender norms and setting the stage for the glam rock movement. Number 4, Mick Jagger. Mick Jagger's name is synonymous with rock star charisma. As the frontman of the Rolling Stones, Jagger helped define what it means to be a rock star, exuding a mix of swagger, rebellion, and sexual energy. With his distinct voice and unmistakable strut, Jagger became the embodiment of rock and roll excess and decadence. From the 1960s to today, the Rolling Stones have remained one of the biggest and most influential rock bands in the world, with Jagger at the helm. Jagger's partnership with guitarist Keith Richards produced some of rock's most enduring songs, including Sympathy for the Devil, Gimme Shelter, and I Can't Get No Satisfaction. Jagger's stage presence, combined with his knack for reinventing himself, has allowed him to remain relevant for over 5 decades. Number 3. Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix's influence on the guitar is immeasurable. No other musician has pushed the boundaries of the electric guitar like Hendrix, who used feedback distortion and creative techniques that were unheard of at the time. His brief but prolific career revolutionized rock music, particularly in the psychedelic era of the 1960s. Hendrix's raw talent, technical mastery, and unique style earned him recognition as one of the greatest guitarists of all time. His performance of the Star-Spangled Banner at Woodstock in 1969 is an iconic moment in music history, turning a patriotic song into a rebellious statement on the Vietnam War. Hendrix's hits such as Purple Haze, Hey Joe, and his cover of Bob Dylan's. Number 2. Elvis Presley. Elvis Presley, known simply as the King, was the ultimate trailblazer of rock and roll. His blend of country, blues, and gospel into a new rebellious sound in the 1950s created the blueprint for modern rock music. His iconic performances of songs like Hound Dog, Jailhouse Rock, and Heartbreak Hotel revolutionized the music industry, breaking racial barriers and bringing rock and roll to the forefront of American culture. Elvis's charisma was electrifying. His pelvic thrusting dance moves, rebellious attitude, and smooth voice made him a symbol of youthful rebellion, a stark contrast to the conservative values of the era. He was adored by teenagers but faced backlash from critics and conservative groups who found his performances too provocative. Despite this, Elvis pushed the boundaries of what was acceptable in mainstream music. Number 1. Freddie Mercury. Freddie Mercury wasn't just a singer, he was a rock icon whose voice and stage presence were unmatched. As the frontman of Queen, Mercury's flamboyant persona and operatic vocal range took rock music into bold new directions, blending elements of glam rock, hard rock, and even opera. Mercury was known for his ability to electrify crowds, making Queen's live shows some of the most memorable events in rock history. Queen's performance at Live Aid in 1985 is widely regarded as one of the greatest live performances of all time. Mercury's ability to command an audience of 72,000 people and millions watching worldwide with songs like Radio Georgia, 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 and We Will Rock You showed just how powerful his presence was. His versatility as a songwriter is evident in Queen's wide-ranging hits. Thanks for tuning in to Top 10 Zone. We hope you enjoyed our countdown of the top 10 greatest rock stars of all time. Did your favorite rock star make the list? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more exciting videos. Stay tuned for our next countdown, where we'll dive into another fascinating topic in the world of music. Until next time, keep rocking.